everybody, Max here from Max Playground, and welcome to a Sims renovation video. So this renovation is of an apartment in San Myshuno. It is one of the apartments in the fashion district, and I'm not sure exactly which one it is. However, it is the building that has the more smaller apartments in the fashion district. So this is a long-awaited theme that I've been wanting to do for a really long time. It is a gamer's pad, and I came across some video game like CC that I thought was absolutely adorable, and I wanted to do either a video game bedroom, like a gamer's bedroom, or a gaming pad. And I ended up posting on a Facebook group that I belong to called the Sims Rebels, and I posted on there and I said, which would you guys prefer, either a video game as a video, and I asked, which do you guys prefer, a video game like themed bedroom or a video game gamer's pad like apartment? And mostly I got apartment, so I decided to go with it. And I also asked a couple of my friends and one of my buddies, and he decided to, he asked me, he's like, will you give me a shout out if I help you? So I was like, yeah, sure. So shout out to Daniel. There you go. Happy, I hope you are. But anyways, this apartment it took me like maybe 2 hours, 3 hours to build. I did it yesterday before I went to work, and I just like smashed it out, and I was really stoked about it. I had a lot of fun building it. I was a little bit unsure about certain things, but I went with the theme of like old school video game theme like with Mario in the living room. Yeah, the living room. I went with the Mario theme and an old school type gaming feel. And then in the bedroom, I went with Pac-Man. And then in the computer room, I went with like a Pokemon kind of theme for like when it came to like nerdy stuff, and I just like posted some, like I put up some movie posters and stuff like that. So I don't know, I actually made a sim for this, just like I just made him and moved him in after so that I could get some shots. And like when I was building it, I pictured a guy that would live here. Doesn't like, I just kind of pictured it to be more masculine for some reason. And also because I never do male dominant like male themed apartments or masculine apartments. I find I do a lot of female themed builds, so I thought I'd make this more for a dude, kind of like a bro pad, kind of, you know. I don't even like the word game, like the term game, like, wait, man cave? Yeah, that's how it is. I don't even use that. So I was gonna make it like a couple's apartment too, because like, you know, my boyfriend and I are pretty big gamers, and our apartment's not super video game themed or anything, but like our computer room has a lot of like nerdy themes to it. So I kind of just like was gonna do a couple, but I decided to just do like a single, kind of a bachelor's pad in a sense. Excuse me. I guess it's a place where your Sims can just, you know, your male Sims can invite his buddies, or, you know, invite a gamer girl over and hang out, all that fun stuff. And I don't know, I just kind of envisioned that, and I did it. I wanted to make it like a clean kind of theme, also like with the white walls and just like the dark, like I didn't want to make it look super expensive either, like just kind of like basic in a way, like small, but you know, enough room to, you know, prepare stuff. And like as you guys can see in the kitchen, I went with like shelving, and I didn't use a whole lot of cabinet space. I kind of pictured like an apartment size kitchen, which most of the apartments that I've lived in, I haven't really had a whole lot of counter space. The one that I'm living in now is probably like the most counter space I've ever had in an apartment. So yeah, so this, I just did the kitchen like kind of what I would see, like what I've seen in most apartments. Not a whole lot of counter space, just enough to carry, like to put like some of your things that you need, like a coffee machine or a microwave, stuff like that. But I did give it as much of a like when I was doing like my paintings and stuff that I adding on the walls, I kind of gave it, you know, some cute little like nerdy like pictures and stuff like that. But yeah, No, I had a lot of fun building this. It didn't take me that long, which I'm actually really excited about because I've been trying to work on my speed for my building. And the way I've kind of like have done that is off a camera, I tend to add all of like my clutter and my decor and like all my items. Mostly my clutter items, I just kind of go through the catalog and add all of that. And then I end up like pressing, oh, I just banged on the table, whoopsies. I end up pressing on the record, and I just organize a lot of my clutter. And actually, funny story is I thought that my game was, or not that my game, my recording program, OBS, I thought I had hit record, but apparently I didn't. So I did the whole the whole computer room and some of the bedroom excuse me, off of camera, and I didn't know, and I thought I had done it. So when I went back to look at my footage, I noticed that it didn't record it, and I had finished it, and I was like really upset because I was like, oh god, like what am I gonna do? And so I ended up like, you know, I won't say luckily, but like my game ended up somehow crashing. And so I like didn't know where I was saving, so where I had saved, and I started like freaking out. I was having like a freaking panic attack, kind of, not really, but just like getting upset. And then when I came back, I was like, oh, I guess I'll just see it. Like if it didn't take me that long, I remember everything how I did it. And then I went back and into the game, and I noticed it was just the living room. So I guess I had saved like mid bedroom or something like that. So I finished up the bedroom really quick, and then I hit the record button, and I recorded redoing the like I got all my clutter out, and I recorded doing the sorry, I'm like losing track of what I'm saying. I recorded doing the computer room all over again, and I think it turned out really nice. I like the colors I went with, stuff like that. And as you guys can see, I'm doing the living room, and I'm adding like more of a like just the rug, and I was trying to look through a bunch of my tables because I thought I had one that was specifically Mario themed, but I didn't, and I had to go with a Pac-Man theme. That was the only thing kind of out of place, and maybe the fridge a little bit, or not the fridge, sorry, the couch a little bit. It was kind of looks like a Tetris theme, but I just thought it fit. I liked it. So yeah, I wouldn't say this is my dream apartment, but like if I had a friend that had an apartment like this, I'd be super stoked to be there all the time. Like I would love it. It'd be so like just so cool to me. And like I have friends that have really like cool nerdy like collections and stuff like that, and I don't obsess over it, but I love like their devotion to that like certain fandoms that they have. So yeah, like I walked into a friend of a friend's apartment one time that was like obsessed with Harry Potter, and like I love Harry Potter. It's one of my favorite like book series and stuff like that, and just like all just the lore behind it and all the movies, and I love Harry Potter. So I walked into a friend's apartment, and they had a Harry Potter like just like literally a shrine dedicated to Harry Potter, and all the like memorabilia and her books and stuff like that just like in one of the corners of her apartment. And I loved it because there was so much stuff that she had that I never even knew existed. Like she had, well, I knew the wands and stuff existed. She had this like not action figure, but like it wasn't even an action figure. It was like a not a statue, but like a knickknack, but a big clunky knickknack of the Deathly Hallows sign, and I love that. Like I actually really want to get a necklace pendant of the Deathly Hallows. So I was like, oh my goodness, like this is amazing. So I don't know, it was really cool. I love just nerd culture in general. I hate using the word nerd culture, but like I just love like people who are in love with their their fandoms. And like I have a couple friends on Facebook who are obsessed with Doctor Who, which by the way I've never watched. I've been recommended. I've watched maybe 3 or 4 episodes. I couldn't get into it, but I want to give it a chance. I just love people who are obsessed with just like their own nerdy thing. Like my boyfriend is in love with World of Warcraft and Game of Thrones. Like that's his thing. Like I love The Sims. I'm obsessed with Harry Potter, and I'm really, really, really in love with Supernatural. So like that's kind of like and I love WoW too. Like I love World of Warcraft as well, but like more, and I love Game of Thrones. Actually, like just before I recorded this, I'm like rewatching it to the new season starts. But I think it starts on the 16th of July, and I'm so excited for it. Like, oh my god. And yeah, so there's that. Yeah, like I just love when people have obsessions with their nerdy fandoms. And like when I was little, I was really like I started playing video games when I was like 7 years old. And I like went with a classic Nintendo kind of theme for this build was, I don't know, like it kind of hit home a little bit, because when I first started playing video games, I was really in love with, like, I started with regular Nintendo, and I was really in love with Mario. And then Super Nintendo came around, and I was obsessed with Mario World, and I was obsessed with Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong was actually one of my favorite video games. It still actually is one of my favorite video games. I loved Donkey Kong Country, and I loved the second one, which was Diddy and Dixie. I forget the name of it, and then I liked the third one a lot, which was kind of cool. So I don't know, I played all of them, I beat all of them, and I actually have a Super Nintendo sitting in my living room right now with all the games that I played growing up. It would belong to my grandma's, and I spent like endless weekends when I was a kid. I used to like wake up in the morning and sneak into my grandma's second bedroom, and it was like a computer room and like activities room kind of thing, and I used to sneak in the morning, and I sat there like all day. And I'll never forget the one time that the one time when I came to my grandma's place super stoked to play, and I'd gotten super far the last time I was there in the second Donkey Kong game. And when I got back to play that weekend, all my game progress was erased, and I didn't know who erased it, and I got so angry. I cried my eyes out. And then in that weekend though, because it took me so long to get to that point, but in that whole weekend I got there again. And now that I think about it, it's really easy, but like it was so hard for me at that time, and I ended up getting past it, and I beat that whole spot that I was at, and they made it to the carnival area. I don't know if you've ever played the Donkey Kong 2, but I made it to the carnival area, and that was just, I was in love with that world, and I was so mad, but then I ended up beating that world, and I'm moving on, and it was actually really cool. I was really stoked for myself. I loved video games, like, I loved console games when I was young, but now I'm more of a PC gamer. But yeah, that's kind of why I was stuck with that, like, kind of theme of going with, like, classic video games. I loved it. So if you guys I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but if you guys do want to download some of the video game content, it will be in the description below. It's not going to be all of the content, mostly just like the stuff you see in the living room and like a lot of the paintings and stuff like that. So make sure to check out those links in the description below. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Bye!